Gentlemen, here we are on a nice, beautiful Thursday night. We're all thankful that the ABS strike zone robot umps haven't been initiated yet this year. It's just a good night for baseball. I've got the Yankees Red Sox game on while I do all this, so it's everyone's feeling pretty good, at least in my world. And we got ourselves a really great end of summer drink. I mean, it's a summery drink that I'm making tonight, and I don't know about the rest of you guys where you're living, but it's like 80 some degrees, 85 degrees and sunny these last few days, and it just feels like summer's really making a last stand. So I thought I'd make one last refreshing, cold, summery drink to say goodbye to the nice warm weather. So the drink tonight is called an Apricot Cooler. It's essentially, if you're a fan of like, well, you know, White Claws and all those like kind of crappy, low ABV, alcoholic sparkling water options and stuff, this is kind of a homemade version of it from like the 30s or 40s, and it's great and wonderful. And I've got a million questions, so we'll just get started right away. It's kind of funny because I think one of the questions kind of will, I don't know, like involve the fact that I have a glass with ice in it already. In fact, yeah, I'll answer that question very first. Last one, it's the last one Nick asked me, but it's the first one I'll answer. Is I ever thought about keeping a separate cup of ice on the table so I don't have to do jump cuts to go get ice, in quotes, which I don't know why that's in quotes. I'm going to get ice. What do you think I'm doing, Nick? Jeez. But so generally I try to avoid that because I want the ice to be as fresh and unmelty as possible when I add it to the drinks. That's why, you know, even when I'm not making a video, when I'm putting all the booze into a shaker cup or a mixing cup, I put it all in before I add the ice. Because if you put the ice in first and kind of you're letting it sit while you're, you know, pouring things and stuff, then it can get a little melted a little extra. Water the cocktail down more than maybe it's intended to. I don't know. It's just a habit I got into. I guess it's not that big a deal. But I suppose if I had like a fancy metal ice bucket with tongs and stuff, maybe I'll get one of those for Christmas, and I'll start doing that instead. And that's a good way to prevent melting ice with your fingers and stuff. But anyway, this week's drink, the Apricot Cooler, as you'll see with the instructions, you just build it in the glass without mixing it at all. So I just have my glass with my ice, highball glass filled with ice, and we'll get started with, first things first, is a bar spoon. Actually, you know what? This is the one time where the least amount, the bar spoon, I'm gonna add last because I have to use a spoon to stir it anyway, or don't have to, but I'm going to. So we'll start with lemon juice. Jesus Christ, half an ounce of lemon juice to be exact. Joie de la limon or something, whatever the French say. Apologies for the weird jump cut after my dumb joke, my dumb interpretation of French language. An alarm went off on my phone and stopped recording, so I noticed it right away, of course, because it's an alarm, so you didn't miss anything. All right, half an ounce of lemon juice. That's where we're at, right? And I have questions. So Nick wants to know, give you my current number one recommendation for a binge watch. You know, I don't spend, I wish I spent more time watching like movies and TV shows and stuff. Firm ass lemon. Yeah, you know, I mean, there are a lot of shows and movies that I want to watch really badly right now that I haven't, like the new season of Slow Horses on Apple TV. I love that show a great deal. And let's see, the Alien show that was on FX was really good. What else have I watched a lot of recently? I don't know if I've really been binging a lot of shows other than that, you know. I mean, even that I haven't been binging, I just kind of want to. There's a new show called The Lowdown on FX or Hulu that's really interesting and fun. I watched the first episode. I'll probably watch more of when I have a chance. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is always one of the best things ever to watch. Even if you've seen them all, just go watch them all again. They'll always make you laugh anyway. At least in my opinion, they will. And then also like movie-wise, like I've been rewatching all of the Coen Brothers movies in order. And that's been really fun because the Coen Brothers haven't really made a bad movie. They've made ones that aren't as good as their best ones, but they haven't really made a bad one. So that's been interesting and fun. All right, let's add the apricot liqueur, 2 ounces apricot liqueur. Now the other fun thing about this drink, if you want to, is you can add other things too. You can kind of curate it however you want. I'm not doing it. I'm just kind of going to the letter of the drink for this one, but a lot of times if I want to make a drink like this, I might add like a couple dashes of bitters just because it's kind of with the grenadine and the apricot, it can, I know it's got lemon juice, but you might worry about it being a little sweet. So just a hint of bitters is kind of nice. You don't have to use club soda or soda water, you can use tonic water or ginger ale or something, any sparkly thing, you can use a fruit flavored LaCroix or whatever. So you can really kind of curate it however you want to. It's just a nice way to enjoy a cold beverage with just a little hint of alcohol to it, not too much. All right, what's next? Oh yes, a bar spoon of grenadine. And Nick also asks, in the videos this year, we are literally watching you fill out with tattoos, which is, I suppose, true. Do I have a tat of my previous titles? I assume he's referring to like championship titles. I don't. The tattoos that I've chosen to put on myself are all generally, I don't know, I guess I could in the sense that, so they're all like tattoos of things like my interests and stuff. For instance, I've got a tattoo of a guitar. I've got a because I play guitar and I make guitars. I've got a tattoo of watch because I like to repair watches and stuff. I've got a tattoo of a bow tie. I've got a tattoo of a baseball. I've got a tattoo of a pie because I like pie and I like baking and pie is great. And like this is a tattoo that Penelope drew this and I thought it was cool. And these are like some music ones. Got a rainbow because it's cool and I'm all pro LGBTQ. And this is a pro-trans quote from a TV show. And then I've got like hash marks for every year that Karen and I have been married. So, that'll hopefully keep growing. So I suppose I could put a fantasy football tattoo on there too. But I don't have one, at least not yet. Which question to be, what will you do once you win another title? Is there a spot picked out? You know what? If I do win another title, I'm going to say it now here on the video. If I win another liquored up title, I will put some sort of a celebratory tattoo. So I will make one and put it on me somewhere. Probably, I don't know where. I haven't picked out a spot yet. Probably not on my arms, but maybe on my arms. Who knows? Maybe I'll put it on my leg somewhere. I have a lot of tattoos there too. So, all right. Next, it says like 5 ounces club soda or soda water. I think I'm not going to measure out my soda. I'm just going to kind of fill it to the top a little bit. I guess it depends on, again, it's all to taste. Depends on how much ice you have and stuff. One of these little cups is 5 ounces exactly, so it actually is going to end up being a little bit less than 5 ounces because it's topped up and I didn't use it all. And then just give it a kind of shake. I've heard that you can just like kind of like lift the ice up and let it drop a couple times, and that way you keep it fizzy and it kind of mixes it a little bit. Oh, that's refreshing on a warm night, a warm evening here in St. Paul. All right, let's get through the rest of these questions, folks. I don't know why I'm making it sound like it's your fault that I haven't finished yet. Last one. Oh, I already did that one. All right, Nick, we're done with you. And of course, BK always has a question or two. Given the recent WNBA news and around poor commissioning, do you think Nick should be paying the league members more respect as well? I would say yes, I do, but I think Nick's probably giving us as much respect as he can muster for fantasy football. I think that's just kind of the sad truth. And as such, we should be appreciative of it. So, thanks for what respect we get, Nick. And then we're halfway through the regular season. Do you think EP will walk into the championship? Is there plenty of season left? Obviously, there's plenty of season left. The idea of EP walking into the championship does, again, it seems funny to me. It's kind of crazy and chaotic, which I love chaos. But I think things are going to change. It's going to be a little different. So I don't think he'll walk into it. He might make it. He might make the championship game, but I don't know if he's going to walk into it. That's making a lot of assumptions, I suppose. So, all right. Well, folks, that's everything. That's all the questions. I made the drink. Talked about the Cubs winning. Yay, go Cubs. Go Mariners. I'm also rooting for the Mariners because I like rooting for them anyway, and they've never won, and that would be cool if they win. So, unless the Cubs are going to win. That's when I really, won't root for them. But otherwise, other than the Cubs, yeah, go M's. And yeah, so there you go, folks. Have a really good weekend. Enjoy some baseball and college football. And let's make sure we all root me on this weekend because I want to win. All right, folks, cheers.